You could smell it on a man in about a half-second of face-to-face. Jules did a quick sniff check of his armpits, but all he could smell was that hideous taco. He definitely had a fantasy going involving a shower in his immediate future. Like 15 minutes after he got to the hotel, he'd change out of his FBI costume, as Robin called his collection of conservative dark suits and ties, and into jeans and a t-shirt. And there he'd be when Robin returned from the set, in bare feet and home from the office hair, coated in exactly zero desperation. It helped to remember that Robin wasn't Adam. Thank you, baby Jesus. Robin truly loved him, quite possibly as much as Jules loved Robin.
Hey, babe, I got big news.
Robin had left Jules a longer message in lieu of his standard brief morning, "I'm thinking of you" voicemail.
Good news. Great news, actually.
His expressive voice was laced with even more excitement than usual. Robin's mundane, day-to-day existence registered at a passion level of about 15 on a scale from 1 to 10. This morning, however, he'd been up well past 20, and that had made Jules smile.
Art's writing another story arc for my character. They want me back. At least 10 episodes this time. Maybe even more. They totally love what I've been doing.
Yeah, like the entire world hadn't noticed that Academy Award nominee Robin Chadwick was not just acting rings around his castmates in Boston Marathon, but was bringing them and the entire HBO TV show up to an entirely new level. Damn straight writer-producer Arthur Urban wanted him back for more, and yet Robin's surprise was genuine. He honestly didn't realize how amazing he was. Robin had been bouncing back and forth between D.C., where Jules worked, and Boston, where the HBO series was in production. It had started as several intensive days of work a few months ago, when Robin was first cast in a relatively small role, a minor character for a mere 2 episodes. But Art Urban knew greatness when he bumped into it on his set, and he'd expanded and stretched out Robin's role over another 6 episodes. It was doubly gratifying, because the character Robin was playing, Jefferson O'Reilly, was straight. It was pretty stupid, but gay actors in Hollywood rarely were cast as anything other than gay characters. This job did, however, mean that Robin was spending more and more time in Boston, apart from Jules.
Don asked for way more money.
Robin's voicemail had continued.
And they agreed. They didn't even fucking blink. They want to put me in the credits, which is, well, it's nice. I feel very Sally Field, you know?
Jules did know. They liked him. They really liked him. And Don, Robin's agent, no doubt liked him too. And for more than just the bigger paycheck. Robin's sister Jane was a Hollywood insider, and the last time Jules had spoken to her on the phone, she'd told him that Robin was garnering some early Emmy buzz.
I haven't said yes,
Robin had reported in his message.
I wanted to, talk to you about it first because, shit, it's Boston. If it was D.C., I'd have already signed, but...
He'd gotten quiet.
I really miss you, Jules. Call me back, okay? I need to hear your voice.
Jules had called him back. Repeatedly. But every time Jules had been free, Robin's phone had been turned off. And vice versa. They'd phone-tagged 7 times before Jules had canceled his lunch, his 2 o'clock, his 4:30, and his 6:15, and hopped the shuttle to Boston. He checked his phone in the cab, only to find he'd missed 3 more calls from Robin. He dialed, but was bumped right to Robin's voicemail as the taxi driver took the exit from the highway. It was then that his phone rang. But it wasn't Robin. The call was from Alyssa Locke, who, along with her former SEAL husband, Sam Starrett, were Jules's best friends.
Are you there yet?
Alyssa asked. She knew he was heading to Boston. She also knew his evening's agenda. God help him. I'm at the traffic light at Arlington and St. James, Jules reported. It's just a few more blocks to the hotel.
You're not going to believe where I am.
His former partner in the FBI was now the XO, second in command, of Troubleshooters Incorporated, the most prestigious personal security firm in the United States. Alyssa could well be anywhere in the entire world, or quite possibly orbiting the moon. Can you give me a clue? Jules shifted to try to find a position where the taco didn't burn at his stomach lining quite so much. Like which time zone?
Same as you,
she said. You're in the trunk of the cab that I'm sitting in, he guessed as he popped a few more antacids from the roll he'd picked up on his way out of Logan, which would put Sam in the glove compartment.